Performance task number 8 is measuring heights using a clinometer. Now, what is the objective of this performance task? It is to measure heights using a clinometer. Actually, for example, if you want to measure the height of a building or the height of the flagpole or the height of the tree, you don't need to actually measure it. You can use your clinometer and apply the lessons you have learned in trigonometry, and without actually measuring it, we can find the estimate for its height. So the materials that you are going to need: number 1, a clinometer. Number 2, a tape measure or a meter stick. Now, what are you going to do? This is the one I told you a while ago. Like if you don't have any straw, you could use a rolled paper. Now, using a tape or meter stick, you need to measure the height of the observer or your height. Then second, using a tape measure or meter stick, measure the distance of the object from you. Let the distance be d. So you need to choose 3 tall objects to measure. Then measure the distance of object number 1 from you, object number 2, and object number 3. You can have different places. Next, from your marker, be sure that you don't change your marker, okay? If that is the distance you measured in number 2. Look to the straw or pipe at the top of an object. Make sure you can see the top of the object. So for example, if you're looking at the flagpole or at a tree, then you need to measure to look at the straw on the top of the object. Number 4, ask someone, okay, do not do it by yourself. Ask someone to record the angle the string makes on the scale of the clinometer. Let the angle be alpha. Now, let me go back to your clinometer. Usually, for example, once it will tilt, it will move going here. And there are 2 numbers, 130 and 50. Now, remember that in our right triangle, the other 2 angles are acute. So do not go with 130. You go to the acute angle, the lower one. So the answer will be 50. So it means that the more tilted it will go, the lower your angle will be. So 90 is the largest. So the more you tilt it, the lower your angle of elevation will be. Then after that one, you already have the distance and the angle of elevation. Determine the height of the object using the trigonometric function. Then the last one, add the height of the observer and record the total height for each object. Now, for example, this one, I'm looking at a tree. I'm looking at on top of the tree. First thing to do, I'll find the distance along the ground. So for example, I measured it's going to be 30 feet from the ground, okay? It's quite far. Then I'll measure my angle of elevation. It tells me it's in 40 degrees. Then I'll also measure my height. I'm not blessed with much with the height, so you only stand 5 feet. So what's the first thing to do? Now, the given is the adjacent. You are looking for the height, the opposite length. So that's going to be tangent. So let's have it here. Tangent 40 is equal to opposite x over adjacent over 30. So we cross multiply them, these two. X is equal to 30 tangent 40. Let us solve for that. Wait for a while. Any answer while I'm opening my calculator?
25.172988894.
Oh, thank you for that, AP. Again, sorry. Come again, AP. 25.
25.173.
Okay, so we can say 25.17 feet. You say approximately 25.17 feet. That is the height of the tree. Not yet, not yet. You then add plus your height, 5 feet. So the total height of the tree is 30.17 feet. That's it. Now, let me check again. Let me go to the next slide. How will you write your answers? There's a table. So you place here. Object, coconut tree. Height of the observer, 5 feet. Next, observer's distance from the object, 30 feet. Be sure to have your unit of measure. Length of the opposite side, 25.17 feet. Total height of the object, you add your height, that's 30.17 feet. There. You do the same for objects 2 and 3. And be sure to show your procedure on how you computed for the length of the opposite side. Any questions? When is this due? For ODL students, it's due on Monday.